Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, sir. Thank you for talking to me today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh no, no, the movie haunts me. It
Oh,
absolutely
thanks.
haunts
Thank
me.
you.
Um, I want to apologize for my ignorance that I fear is going to come forward in regarding this whole issue of the Magdalene laundries. I've done some reading. Please correct anything that I say that's wrong about this. I want to make sure this is all correct. I guess my question about these institutions is how were they able to operate for so long?
I think I also speak for, I have to say first and foremost, I'm a foreigner as well to this. Of course, by shooting the movie, I learned a few things, but the reason I can also speak for it is the country where I come from, Belgium, we digging up similar dirt. The reason why is because they were bloody powerful and they were in every aspect of society, in healthcare, in education, in everywhere where they were. They got an awful lot of power, and they just yeah, they kept everything silent. They just kept everything silent. Even today, right now in Belgium, the victims are start to talk. I think the Pope was in Belgium like a couple of weeks ago, and he invited like five victims to talk with them for 5 minutes. It's like it's still they have a big explanation to do, and it's still here, it's still happening.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why your film is so important. I, when you get a script like Small Things Like These, I mean, this is an incredibly nuanced story. When you read something like this, what do you think about how am I going to approach this? How am I going to put this on the screen? Because so much of this is internal, and I know that uh, Cillian is so instrumental in getting this across. But how do you approach something like this?
Oh yeah, I have to say, like, I didn't get the script. I was earlier involved because me and Killian know each other from Peaky Blinders, and then he saw my first movie, Patrick, and then he said, like, okay, let's do something. We're looking for material. It was his wife who brought the book to us, and his wife knows me very well, and I think a theme that always comes back to me is grief. It's something I experienced something similar in my life as a leading character, and for me mapping out that pain, structuring that pain, understanding that pain, uh, at every beat of the story, at every single moment, I know what that guy is thinking about, or what he went through, a kind of delayed grief. And I was kind of mapping that out and going very much in detail and kind of inviting Killian to find something similar. And that was like a very vulnerable, open, very close journey that I had with Killian to went him through that process.
Can you speak a little bit about that? Because as I said, his journey is our journey, and it's a journey that comes in steps. This is he knows what to do. This character knows what he needs to do, yet he hesitates throughout. How did you guys go about fashioning this approach and helping with his performance? Because as I say, it's one of the most arresting things I've seen this year.
I think first, what I think is so interesting is I love characters who can cope with their emotions. That's always beautiful to look at. I think a vulnerable, certainly vulnerable men. I'm very, I just love looking at them. Secondly, men being 45 in 1985 means like you in Ireland, you are not allowed to talk about your emotions. Just
Mhm.
keep it for yourself. Don't bother us with that. That was something. And then in the scene, I think with this with Michelle Fairley's character, um, she said to the young boy, like, okay, your mother died. It's been a week now. You've been away from school. You get the other room, and now just start going again. That was for me. He built a kind of concrete wall in front of him, and so it was like a volcano starting to burst out. And I kind of him actually he saw this injustice to some in the monastery. Something might have happened with his mother there as well, and he starts to face his trauma for the first time. and that kind of injects him, that the grief process is starting there, and you get, like, of course, you get the denial, you get the anger, and then you get like, and then you come out with acceptance, and there's light, and that makes you stronger. That's something I experienced as well. So I get some kind of a structure in a movie, and actually by rescuing his mother, because they get the same name, Sarah, he's kind of, yeah, saving himself.
Mm.
um and acting these two lines of grief and doing something, some justice to the world, came beautifully together. So that's how I pictured it.
Well, and also guilt, is a thing that I think propels him as well. And after a while, you just can't carry that. You just can't carry that after a while. And I felt as though he had to put that down,
Yeah,
and that, of course, leads to his liberation. Um, your movie is so timely, I think, in America, because I think we're getting to the point to where people are going to have to start making some very hard decisions about what's going on, and not be worried about the consequences, not worry about what your neighbor thinks, and worrying about your own moral, fiber and staying true to that. And I think that's another reason why I find this film so timely and impactful right now.
exactly. I think what this movie also is about is like, when you're silent, you are complicit. I think we have
Yes.
to be very careful about that. And I think we can't be silent anymore, because yeah, then you are complicit. So yeah, absolutely. In that respect, I'm with you 100%.
Last question. I know your next film is Steve, also with Cillian Murphy. Can you tell me anything about that? And does it relate at all to these small things or small things?
No, this is completely different. It's except that it's the two of us, and he's the leading character again. But he's a caretaker looking after young criminals and try to get them back in society.
Right. Well, I look forward to that. Tim Mielants, thank you so much for talking to me. Director for Small Things Like These, a film that will be on my top 10 list this year.
Wow.
Fantastic work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.